Hello, this is Sean Copeland, Chairman and CEO of Regent Bank, bringing you another edition of Regent Elevate, our weekly video series. I'm really excited to come to you today and continue our time management series, but before I do, I want to talk to you real quick about a morning devotional that we host. Regent Elevate is reaching thousands of people throughout the region, and I just feel like I should share with you that every morning from 8:17 to 8:30, we have a morning devotional. It's from the book Jesus Calling. We read the day's devotional, we have a quick discussion around application, and then we have a client service tip to help start your day. The number, which will be on your screen, that you call in is 888-630-4807. And you basically call in by 8:17, you're off by 8:30. So if that's something you're interested in, just call in, mute your phone, you're good to go. And we found that it's a wonderful way to start the day. We have hundreds and thousands of people that call in, and so we'd love to have you join us. Back to time management. We're going to continue our series today with the topic of managing our addiction to our smartphone. This is a tough one. In time management, you're trying to accomplish two things. You're trying to focus on the most important thing that you need to do at that time, and you're trying to complete that work efficiently. So even if you start out your day very organized, focused on the right thing, doing the right task, if you're constantly checking your phone, distracted, looking at messages, Facebook notifications, the next call that comes in, you're not going to be a very good time manager because you may be working on the right thing, but you're not getting it done in an efficient manner. It's very interesting. There was a recent study by the Institute of Psychiatry. It was funded by Hewlett-Packard. Let me tell you what they found. Multitasking makes our jobs take twice as long, and we make twice as many errors. Multitasking provides a temporary 10-point drop in our IQ. This is the equivalent of smoking marijuana. So you got two options. You can either smoke marijuana or check your phone. It's the same exact result as it pertains to your productivity and your IQ. It is drastic. We are not designed to multitask. And so what happens is, as we're working and we're checking our phone and we're checking our email, that has a significant loss in productivity to you and I. So what we wanted to offer is two solutions for kind of breaking the addiction to our smartphone. The first one is called the No Office Solution, and this also comes from Dan Sullivan at the Strategic Coach, and it is a fascinating thing to think about. Dan Sullivan says that every executive and business owner and manager should not even have an office. He says the way that it really should work is you should be in a conference room very similar to what I'm in right now, with a round table, a plug-in for your computer, and a phone. And the only thing in that office should be you, the phone, the computer, and whatever the one task is that you are working on at that time. Everything else should be kept offside in files. If you have an executive assistant, they would keep those files, and you just request one thing to work on at a time, or go grab one thing to work on at a time. You're not distracted by piles everywhere. You're not thinking about multitasking. Your phone and computer are off while you're working on whatever it is you're working on. And so you're single tasking as opposed to multitasking. Very interesting thing to think about. The second thing I want to share with you is you should not be returning phone calls and emails all day. This is an issue here because we're very urgent and we get back to each other very quickly, but it's not the best use of your time. Now, if you are in a customer service role and that's your job, yes, no doubt, you need to get back to people quickly. But if you are not, if you're in a leadership role, executive role, strategic, creative role, here's really the way that it should work. You should check emails and return phone calls no more than 4 times a day. At the beginning of the day, right before lunch, right after lunch, and at the end of the day. That gives you a pretty small waiting time before you're getting back to people, and in between those times, you are working and you are focusing on the project or the task at hand. It will drastically increase your productivity, and it will keep us from being addicted to these beloved smartphones that I have right here by me. Next week, we're going to talk about how to manage our to-do list, how to compile it, and how to work from it on a day-to-day basis. We just have a couple of weeks left in our time management series, and then we'll move on to another topic. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week.